let's talk about polynomials. The word poly means many. So if you think of a polygon, many shapes, polygamy, many spouses, poly means many, and nomials means many terms. So polynomials is an expression that has many terms in it. So again, terms are things that are separated by addition and subtraction. So for an example, if I had 3x squared plus 4x minus 7 plus 2y, how many terms does this have? 1, 2, 3, 4. This polynomial consists of 4 terms. So that's what a polynomial is. There are different types of polynomials. Some types that we see is a monomial. A monomial is something that only has one term. So for an example, something that just says 3x. That's a monomial because it's one term. If you have 2 terms, guess what? It's called a binomial. So 2 terms is something that looks like 3x minus 7, 1, 2. So again, terms are separated by addition and subtraction. And lastly, we have trinomials, which are 3 terms. So if you think of a tricycle, it has 3 wheels. A triangle has 3 sides. So 3 terms. So for example, something that says 3x minus 7 plus 2y. 1, 2, 3. And then there's 4 terms, 5 terms, etc. But these are the more popular names. If it's 1 term, monomial, 2 terms, binomial, 3 terms, trinomial. Now let's talk about adding and subtracting polynomials. So if we look at number 19 and 20 in our worksheet, here's a polynomial plus a polynomial minus a polynomial. Notice these all have 3 terms. So a trinomial plus a trinomial minus a trinomial. Same thing, this polynomial minus this polynomial. I know it's a polynomial because it's in parentheses. So how do I add or subtract these polynomials? So the key idea is to remember the first thing you see here is if I have this polynomial plus this one minus this one. Well, whenever you see a minus sign, remember you want to get rid of the minus sign by just distributing it. So if you think of it as having like a -1 multiplied by everything here, if you change the sign afterwards, if you distribute it, this thing will have this polynomial plus this plus, and now I'm going to distribute it through. I get -8w squared. Distribute this through, I get plus 3w. Distribute this through, I get -3. So what I just did there is I just made this subtraction becoming an addition of these terms by changing the signs. So here, remember to distribute the minus sign, right? And then after that, now that you have this plus this plus this, now we are going to combine like terms. So combine like terms only when we're doing adding and subtracting polynomials. And I covered this before in a previous module, but combining like terms is, I use the analogy of combining like animals. For an example, if I had 4 cats plus 2 cats minus 1 dog minus 2 elephants, I see 4 terms or 4 different types of animals. And what I'm going to do is, what we do in the English language is if there's 4 cats plus 2 cats, you would therefore say that there's 6 cats, right? And there's a dog and the elephant, those aren't the same, so we just leave it as is. So what we did is we leave the animal the same and we just add or subtract the coefficients. So that's the same idea as combining like terms only. Now, what are like terms, right? So when we see all these different letters here, which ones would you say are the like terms or the like animals? Well, they are the terms where the letters are exactly the same. So it's W, W, and it's raised to the exact same exponent. So 5W squared and 7W squared are the same animals. And so it's -8W squared. So these 3 are the same animals, so I'm going to combine them. So you can think of it as 5 cats plus 7 cats minus 8 cats. How many cats are there? So 5 plus 7 is 12. 12 minus 8 is 4. So that'll give you 4, right? And the W squared is the animal. You do not change the animal. Just like when we said 4 cats plus 2 cats, the animal stays the same. It doesn't become a tiger. It just stays as a cat. So the W squared remains the same. So here, like terms have the exact same variables and same exponents. So that's what makes them like, and that's how you combine them. So here we have 4W squared. Well, what else? What other animals are the same? I have 7W here. I have negative 5W here. Remember, I changed this to this now. And I have plus 3W. So 7 minus 5 is 2. 2 plus 3 is 5. So that has plus 5W. Last but not least is the negative 7. I have negative 7, and negative 3. These are the same animals, or like animals. So it's negative 7 minus 7 is negative 14, minus 3 is negative 17. So this becomes my final answer. So this is where we combine all the like terms together. And it doesn't matter the order. You could have written it 5W first, then negative 17, then plus 4W squared. It doesn't matter the order, because with addition, the order doesn't matter. If I said a cat plus a dog, it's the same thing as a dog plus a cat, right? So the order doesn't matter. Now let's look at number 20. So number 20 here, I noticed that there's a negative sign outside. So since I'm subtracting 2, I'm doing subtraction, again, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to distribute the subtraction sign. So I'm going to say this is now in a plus, and inside of here, I'm going to have negative 2x cubed y squared. X cubed now becomes negative x cubed, and this becomes plus 4x squared y cubed. So I changed the signs inside the parentheses. So here is the same thing. So this plus this. So now I'm going to combine like animals. So this is a little bit more confusing, right? So x squared y cubed. What other term has x squared y cubed? Is this the same animal as this? No, it's not, because this is x squared and this is x cubed. So those are different animals. So we have to be very careful. Where else is x squared y cubed? So we see x squared y cubed right here. So these are the two animals. So I circle them. 6 plus 4 will give me 10x squared y cubed. I have negative 3y squared. Is there a y squared anywhere? I see y squared here, but it's combined with this, so it's not the same animal. So this just stays as itself. Plus 7x cubed. Well, I have 7x cubed here. Is there another like animal here? There sure is. A negative x cubed. So 7x cubed minus x cubed. So imagine there's an imaginary 1 right there. 7x cubed minus 1x cubed is 6x cubed. And last but not least is this one, negative 2x cubed y squared. And notice as I did things, I started circling them or underlining them just so I know which one I've dealt with. So this becomes your final answer. And again, the order does not matter.